Hey Capricorn, how are you doing? I've been splitting decks. That's what I've been doing just to get some initial energies. I'm going to as quickly as possible, go through them just to give you an idea of where we're heading. But right before I was coming to do your video, this came up, and I feel like this is as much a part of the message. Don't know if it'll get flagged, but picked it up. The two Facebook pages repeated, but this is the one where I got it. He shared it to Art is Fun. Zanasu. Kitty Phetla, 2017. And I'm just going to go back to that pose, which is just... Look at that spider pose. It's incredible. So that's I have to learn about South African connections. I don't want to be guilty of any appropriation of anything else. So I don't want to say what I feel that connects me to. I'm going to just let it completely speak on its own and do the research. Yes. While I'm in my phone, I might as well go to Stellarium. Yes, I'm in Winnipeg. Let's just see. I know we've got some major stuff going on in your constellation. Because look what the drama is here. It's actually should be very beautiful. So you've got all that maternal energy of Saturn, fears, boundaries, and calculated risks. She's working her way out of your constellation into, well, we've got the overreach of Aquarius's arm there. All right. And Venus is edging out on Mars. They were really side by side there. More this way. Okay, so she's gaining. Okay. But look at Mars right in the heart. Mars for me are your loves and loyalties. And Venus are your appetites, attractions, and needs. But Mars is what you would, basically fight to the death for, to protect, defend. Right in the heart of, for me, what is basically the best friend of the zodiac. I don't know who's a braver. I mean, everybody's awesome. Everybody's awesome. But once upon a time, Patrizia 1111, she made a really good point about Capricorn. She's like, if you need somebody to have your back, Capricorn will always have your back. And absolutely. Not that I love, we are a whole zodiac inside, each of us. But, and so we need to embrace all of it. But there's just something it's all that deep magic, the deepest magic. That is the earth magic. So everybody's an awesome friend. I need to say that. But there's like this there's actually dark territory. One of the voids. Capricorn is void. If you look into Capricorn is void and Taurus void, they made me pay attention to that in my astrology work. Experience the month that I spent in Capricorn's house. Yeah, working in the dark. But yeah, in space, there's a Capricornus void and a Taurus void. So we've got Jupiter and Mercury here. Sun's getting way past Jupiter. It's been passing Neptune, actually. I've got to always zoom in. I don't know why. But you don't get Neptune right away. So, Sun well into Pisces. So there could be some heavy soul contract work here, but definitely muse energy, a lot of music. A lot of music now. Sun being your triggers and instincts. So with this Jupiter and the wheel, what's interesting, why I want to get into this sometimes, and of course this is, you know, this is going to go against most readers. Their placements are all tropical, which is wrong, but anyway. Even sidereal needs to be fixed because it's an uneven zodiac. But with this Jupiter, right next to your Mercury, so your mind and imagination in Mercury is your Mercury. Your energy, Jupiter, and your luck, like turning the wheel. We've got Jupiter right on the table here with this Ace of Wands. Right here. So this idea of turning the wheel, where is Jupiter in your chart? I know we can talk about Jupiter being your husband's placement, your partner's placement, but from Jupiter also flattens any house that it sits in. It's going to expand, right? But I do find that that's where a lot of your power is. Now, Pluto for me are your professional spirit guides, but yeah, so we got to get into this Jupiter energy because it's right here. This is amazing stuff with this Ace of Wands. So let me go quickly through this just to give you, well, that should be a strong start. I needed to, I went, normally I don't do this, but I went ahead just for clarity on this because I wasn't getting it. And this is the 4th time that this card in a row, 4th time, I'm starting to get a complex that this Jukun Akuma mask from Nigeria has come through. So they really want to make a point to me personally. And I'm trying to get it so that I communicate it properly. But I really had to go. So we'll get a second Wild Kuan Yin here because I need to start with this right away. And this is Alana Fairchild's Wild Kuan Yin deck. The painter is Chinese. I put his name and credits and link for information about him in the description. And he's Chinese, and these are scenes from Tibet. Good old Tibet. So, and that takes us close to Naga territory. The knowledge that this is a prison planet. The divine plan is always happening. Even if all appears to be going backwards at an alarming rate, do not give in to doubt. Do not dispense with trust. The ocean appears to pull back in order to build another wave that will soon reach the shore. So it is with the unfolding of life and the mysterious workings of grace. Trust unconditionally. Celebrate. Now, when I followed that video of the ballerina to Art is Fun, then I found several, well, at least 2 videos of surfers on huge waves right underneath, or not far underneath. If I feel like I should go get it for this, I will, but I really feel like it starts with that other video, and I don't normally do that. I want to get into the reading. So this for me is the cornerstone, even if all appears to be going backwards at an alarming rate. Because what's happening in the other cards is I spent time with them. And I've got the Page of Wands at the bottom of the deck. When I split it, I have the Page of Wands reversed underneath the Ace of Wands. So we're going to get into that and figure that one out. What we need to know. Underneath Jupiter, I have the Chariot. Oh, in the upright though. So that's all looking excellent. It's looking excellent. But in my animal spirit guide deck, it was never, it's just a regular playing deck, but it has animals on the back of it. And they've spoken to me. But I just want to highlight the 7 cups right now, Scorpio energy, of course. It's repeating in the Lenormand. Let me grab that right now, because these are the reversals we're dealing with, okay? So, now, in the Animal Spirit deck, it's in reverse. And what that means to me, now I have 3 parrots in my life through one of my clients. We have Elephant energy, which is memory energy, awareness energy. We have the Monarch butterfly, which speaks to me of Monarch mind control. So if we have issues of external control of a situation, or a loss of a lack of awareness, a lack of memory, right? Anything that speaks of an inability to access, to act of your own free will, right? So these 7 cups in reverse are controlled. Now the question is, are they fated controlled? Are they being manipulated by somebody else? I don't have the 3 cards that I referenced. The 3 cards that are speaking to me from this deck, top and bottom. The ace was at the bottom in the upright. So that's free and clear. So that's the Ace of Swords. So something's the truth. Something can be trusted. Some kind of information connected to these 7 cups that are controlled. And the 5 of Wands is also in the upright. So a necessary change connected to this Ace of Wands, obviously. Now this puts it in Leo energy, which in the 5 of Wands could be at the end of Ashlesha Nakshatra into Magha Nakshatra, which is dealing with, why can't I think of it right now? That is dealing with the prison planet, because Ashlesha is the snake. It's dealing with the Naga knowledge. In Magha, we have ancestral baggage, amongst other things. But I will get my chart work out for that. I've got that handy with me. So that's. I don't have a person in particular. I have events. Now this speaks to me of my mom. So there could be somebody on the other side. This is the most spiritual card in the Cards of Life. thecardsoflife.com. This is considered the most spiritual card of the deck. So there's a spiritual authority possibly controlling this. Yes, that is entirely a possibility, if that makes any sense. But because with those 7 cups in reverse, here we have a 5 as well. Okay, could be those 5 wands. We have roots though. So we do have your family tree. We do have ancestors that are affecting this or are affected by this. It's all in reverse. So the question is, are they being blocked from interfering with you? Are they being blocked from helping you? That's what I'm not sure. Because, and then right with that, in this story, now we do have the anchor upright, but with the 9 of Swords. So all that, if it's anxiety, but it's also proving yourself to everyone. For me, this is also Aquarius. Others would put it as Gemini, but I match it to the houses. So for me, it's 11th house energy. So all your areas of nonconformity, all your incredible uniqueness, anything technological, and in Aquarius, there's a nakshatra that's all about you being a conduit of particular kinds of energy and a particular kind of conduit, particular kind of circuit, open, grounded, plastic, you know, flexible, not flexible, how protective you need to be if you're going to be out in the world or if you're going to be insular, that kind of thing. And we've got the 8. So proving yourself to yourself is my shorthand on 8. The anchor is you anchor yourself. You figure out there is something to anchor to right now that you've created that's yours. And right next to it, we have the King of Wands. So we have consistency with this Wands energy. We have a 6 of a gift. Now we have it with the clouds, but this King of Wands always with the clouds. So there's trouble of some kind. And we put that with the roots, the tree that's in reverse, right? Because... But that's the only person on the table so far. And right here I have the Ace of Wands repeating, okay? But with a reversal of the master number 33. the Eight of Pentacles. So something's not working, but also the deep magic and possibly the finances. So the key is missing. This is reminding me of the Sagittarius reading, where Sagittarius needs to go back and find the key, needs to go back and review. And eights, of all that work, there might be some review that's needed, if that makes any sense. There's something, if that's the case, then there's something there in the review process that is going to unlock this financial situation or this magic, this deep magic, which is leading to independence. So it's got to be tied. It's got to be tied to finances. But we do have this commitment in the upright. And here we have a 7 repeating. So... and the 25 could mean something. The 33 could mean something beyond the usual. But no, this King of Wands and this commitment in the Wands with the Ace of Wands, right? So we've got, even though we have this Page of Wands in reverse, we have the Ace of Wands repeating. So what is this? What is this? And this is where, now, in the Nakshatras, the Pada that this falls on of Ashvini is being goal-oriented. That's my shorthand for Pada 1 of Ashvini. There are other characteristics that go with it, but that's the one that I highlighted for myself. And I trust that that's what they want me to point out. Right behind that is being psychic artist in Pisces, the last Pada. So being goal-oriented absolutely fits with the Ace of Wands. Oh, interesting. I didn't look underneath the Ace. I was going from the bottoms. Okay, I guess I'm going to hang on to this card as well. Something about this is for me, the truth, like we've got the smear campaign on the Black Moon here on the African prophetesses who consulted all the empires around the Mediterranean for 6,000 years. Thank you. Jesus made me find that out. He told me, or John, Gospel of John, quoted him as saying, stop judging by appearances and start judging by what's right. And so I did that. And research is amazing what it can do to affect your knowledge. Yeah, here we have even Kali. Kabbalah says this snake in the garden is Kali. And I have ended up working for Kali. I still love Jesus. I don't feel that there's any disharmony between them. But it's Kali who showed up in my living room October 17th, 2019 on a date that is very significant because it directly opposes Bharani Nakshatra, which is connected to her. But there's also in Sagittarius, Mula Nakshatra is even more directly connected to her, or the same as. So for me, this Lover's card is all about the truth, especially the truth of this Adam and Eve situation, which is a repeat of the Jason and Medea story, which predates it. And that's another smear campaign. Medea is another smear campaign on the African prophetesses. Most everything that we're dealing with is some sort of smear campaign on them. So getting to the truth, if we go back to the video that they wanted me to show at the beginning, and we go to this Jukun Akuma mask, we're getting there. And this Ace of Swords, there's an alignment, I feel, coming through. And then, in Mal Brown's Aboriginal Spirit Oracle, I love, Mal Brown for me is the most powerful human on earth right now. We have the Freedom card. She's a Aboriginal healer in Australia. I'd like to get another name, but she refers to it as Australia in her work, because I'm sure she just does that to save time. So we'll read into this later on. Look at all that yellow. It will express something probably very different from what you expect it to express, because she is excellent that way. Her ancestors are awesome that way. So then, oh, right underneath it, oh, wow, I can't ignore that. And the Roman hand, okay. Layers. This, in shorthand, is about being very Aquarian. in Aquarian energy. So right where, well, the sun's in Pisces right now. But actually, maybe I should consider this as Piscean, since I just said the last Pada in Pisces is being a psychic artist. Okay, I'm going to read for this one because I can feel how much they want me to do that. But with the hint of this energy underneath, being very much on your own wavelength is the shortest I can put it. And we've got some power. I don't take reversals in that deck, but I could right now. I could say there is possibly a problem with your power. So we'll bear that in mind. The first door, I'm going to get 2 more doors. Let's check. Now, I did read this ahead of time, and I know that I got to make a point with it. Heart healing, mourning, sadness has had its time. Do not pay it a single dime. Emerge from the darkness. A new day starts. Let light embrace the healing heart. Darkness and light for me, or dark and light for me, don't equate bad and good. I'm a drawing instructor as much as I'm anything else, and I need dark and light to make a picture. So they are on a spectrum, whereas for me, good and bad are not. But the question is it really just the darkness of not being able to see and figure out where you are, and therefore light is relevant? Too much light can blind you as well, though, right? Is it nighttime versus literally morning? But is it something bad? Is it something bad and something good has, like, the badness that caused you the sorrow, right? And therefore we need to focus the attention on the goodness. Sometimes, like, it can be too much. Like, we get hung up on the metaphor, right? Then we're not necessarily looking in exactly the right direction. So I'm bearing that in mind. So I'm going to get 2 more doors. I'm going to get this all set up. I'm going to go grab the charts just so I have them handy, the astrological charts, because I do my own chart work. And I'm going to go into the tarot. I'm going to talk with Pamela Coleman-Smith here. And I do believe that I do, because she and I have some pretty interesting ties that bind. Kali, of course. The Orisha usually have something to say to me. The Naga. I've got it pretty narrowed down. Grandmother Spider, Grandmother Spider, who's probably it could be Kali, but I don't want to appropriate anything. So, when I was 2, I painted a giant pink spider, and that set my whole life in motion started a very harsh negative way, but I'm a 33, so it was going to be like that. So those are the people that I regularly seem to get communication from, as well as if you have somebody on the other side that's coming through specific from your family, which it looks like we do have. Okay, so I've organized everything as best I can. We've got our story over here, which seems often to be a backstory, but we'll find out. Okay, I've got this whole situation over here because I felt like they wanted me to do that. I've set this up this way for now because it's a lot to go with, but we'll see. But I also get into a bit of a geomancy situation where the cards fall, the directions they fall in. I read astrological aspects into that as well. So we've got 1 door. What we're going to do is we'll figure out with the 3 doors that I get all together, we'll figure out where they fit into the story, what they're actually specifically addressing. So let's get 2 more doors. Okay, so look, this is it caught in the deck. We're doing that trick. Okay, this is typically a Taurus trick. All right, good to know. It's flipping, it's facing down, right? So there's something that needs reflection. There's something that needs to be looked at again. That's echoing that for me. It's also squaring off because it's perpendicular too. So that means that there's friction there. It's creating friction. It's helping. It might feel really shitty. Sorry. It might feel bad, but it's helping to make things progress. So it's helping to move this, turn the wheel. Again, wherever this is in your chart, and again, you want an accurate chart, which is another story altogether. I have instructions for that in the description. But for now, let's just, okay, let's, ooh, interesting. Above and below, like sideways. Okay, so we're day, night. Okay. All right, squaring off with that. Let's get one more door. But again, and something needs to be, something needs going back and looking at. I'll read it out in a minute. One more door. This one, okay, we're doing this thing. Interesting. So there's something about the opportunities, like doors that open, right? The opportunities, south node, north node, things that happened when you were 18, between 18 and 19, and multiples of that. So 36, 37, even to 38, things that happened in those times. Give you a clue as to what that's all about, if you're looking for direction there. But so this was sliding out, catching, like, I'm not used to that at all with those cards. So there's something, again, and so you're not used to that at all. There's something that you're not used to. God, they're getting me to notice everything as it happens. So notice everything as it happens. Woo! Same as I saw the video, like they sent me the video right before. Like, no, I'm not on Facebook at all very much because it's like, except for my business pages, but okay. So let's read these two. Do I have it? And I just kicked the book over. Do I have it the right way up? We'll find out. No, I don't. I have it upside down. So something's upside down. Something's upside down. So we had it reversed, looking back, and it's upside down. So mirroring. There's some mirroring going on here. A cure for longing. Love is happiness, a spark inside. Live deliberately and choose boldly, and then you have arrived. Well, that Ace of Wands is pretty deliberate, but it is the start of something. So, but the Chariot's even more deliberate. For me, that's Pisces. I make it astrological, and Pisces wears all the crowns. Pisces is all houses. Pisces has a hard time knowing who Pisces is, separate from all of that. But they have to keep the balance. They have the two fish. See my two fish right there? They have the two fish, and they gotta keep them swimming in the same direction. Same as the Chariot. So the Emperor wears all the crowns. The Emperor is driving the Chariot. Pisces wears all the crowns. Therefore, ergo, right? Because it gets complicated in astrology because the Moon card, which in Tarot is Pisces, in astrology it's Cancer. So, and I had to make up my mind about that. And I thought, actually, even in Tarot, I prefer... He often wears, like, the Cancerian symbol on his belt. But, no. They do like to throw misdirections into these. I'm not Pamela wouldn't say that, but Edward Arthur Waite certainly would. Okay, so we're going to figure out where that cure goes. We're going to figure that out. And we got to remember it's squaring off. So it's squaring off against something. Got to keep it in that direction. Okay. Oh, all this. Okay. Swastika energy. So peace energy. If I'm getting it right. I believe I am. The victory arch. So it could be Vishaka Nakshatra in here. In Libra. There could be a very powerful sun, S-O-N, involved in this story. Palmistry. Fortune and Tarot, collective destiny, the palm lines. What did I saying about deep magic? Those eight pentacles and that key. Bingo. The palm lines from birth. Tell your sacred palmistry. Listen to the notes of intuition. Now, intuition, it's either your own mind doing the work or psychic communication. Intuition's a non-word. It says knowing something without knowing how you know it. Well, we know enough about our minds, and we know enough about being psychic. It's one or the other. We just have to get honest. They say intuition when they don't want to say, when they're shying away from being specific. Okay, so I really feel, for now, I really feel like that goes right with those Eight of Pentacles, is what I feel. What I'm not sure about, and I'll just leave it over here. Okay, we got that there. So let's get into some more tarot. Alrighty, let's shuffle the cards a wee bit here, just for our sakes. We've got, if this is right, well, why wouldn't it be? If they didn't want me to notice the Lover's card, then they wouldn't have got me to notice it. Okay? So, what's interesting, they don't need me to shuffle because they're always going to pick the cards that they need. But you and I need me to shuffle, just to shake us up a little here. So major arcana all the way down here. Now I'm not doing a past, present, future or anything. I just needed to use the space well. And because this was under that and this was under that. So I'm not changing up the alignment there. This was underneath those two. Obviously though, I'm going to use it to bridge. So we have this double-double. Now if we have a mirroring situation, what do we want to know about? The Seven Cups reversed, actually. Because we don't have Scorpio energy here at all. But it's repeating. Yeah, it's repeating with the roots there. Okay, and it's controlled, and we've got the Ace of Swords there. Okay, well, okay, let's see if the cards can start me off with anything. Jupiter. Moon energy. The moon in motion, like the waves, the back build. Yeah? Because it's coming. It's coming. And it was behind the wheel. So it's pushing the wheel. So the moon, your lunar cycles, probably your nodes, and your black moon cycles of 13. Sagittarius, and for me Pisces, but possibly Cancerian. This speaks to me in very Cancerian terms, even though it's a Seven of Cups, but the roots energy, although it shouldn't, it should speak to me of Leo. Nothing's coming out. It will. Woo. Okay, so we got some sly. Now it's facing down again, so it's facing off with. It's in progress because it's not up, stuck. It could be a leap required. It could be a very awkward angle. Yeah. Okay, so see with those Eight of Pentacles, and now we got the Five of Pentacles. For me, this is Virgo. Others would put it as Taurus, but I match it to 6th house. And so far, after a year of finishing my astrology workbook and spending a month in each house, I am very happy with how I've connected that with that, realigned. So this puts us in Virgo constellation, Parima, the Parima star, which is tying again into, it's tying into Aerophile, Aragon. Aragon is another storyline for the Virgo constellation, and it's misappropriate, is stealing again the African prophetess's heritage. It's a very prophetic, it's tied to prophecy, the Parima star, and it's connecting to actually a few days in your in your constellation, your season, Capricorn, where in Rome they had a birthing festival. They're sisters of a trinity, and I'm sure that it's all Prima's one of those stars, one of those sisters. And between, I believe, January 12th and January 15th, it's 2 separate festivals, and it's all to do with pregnancy and birth. So, but there is, it's all tied to prophetic women. Obviously the necessary change. So here we have the 5 repeating. I'd like to know about that 6, but is the 5 with that? Yeah, the 5 is with that 7 cups. Okay, so I was wondering about the 7 cups. So the necessary change. Now, Virgo is everything time, space, sensitive. So something is very, obviously, something's very time, space, sensitive. I put Virgo in a lighthouse, and it turns out that lighthouses were automated 20 years ago, and there are no lighthouse keepers anymore. So, and I was like, well, does that mean that I got to give Virgo a new, because I gave all the signs different habitats, right, for the book. And by the time I got there, and I was like, oh, damn it. Do I need to, what do? Do I give Virgo? No, I have to, they made me do that on purpose to realize that there's a time and space for anything that's Virgo, because it's prophecy related. Not that there aren't other placements that are prophetic as well, but there's something complete. And Virgo lasts from mid-September to the end of October till November 1st. Libra doesn't start till November. Sun doesn't hit Libra, the midpoint between Virgo, the last Virgo star, and the first Libra star. It doesn't hit there till November 1st. It's a very long season. So very important to all of us. So the change is coming. The change is coming. Again, like obviously it's this page and this king. Now, are they the same person? Or is the king feeling like a page that doesn't know where to go? Aries is all about how long it takes you. Well, Aries is about how long it takes you to wake up in this lifetime to who you really are and what you're here to do and who sent you here and whether you're okay with it. And Sagittarius is all about how long it takes you to say yes to that and put the wheel in motion, right? The wheel is always in motion, but it takes until you're actually, right, aware and engaged with it before the shit starts to fly, right? So what you know. Now these are moving in the same direction. These might need to succeed together. They might be in opposition. Okay, so could be a long distance between this ace and this page. They could be completely across each other in the chart, so to speak, and they need to succeed together. So there could have been time needed to get this page aligned with this ace, this wand. The spark inside. I mean, that's the spark inside. Then you have arrived. But arrived where? At this anchor. Necessary change, 5 of Wands. So if we put these 5s together with that 7 cups, is there another 5 here anywhere? I mean, I've got 5s in here. But let's just, if we consider these, I know that's a 7, but that's a 5. And this is in the upright. Okay. Ancestral. in reverse. So switching from one set of ancestors to another set of ancestors, possibly not yours. Like it could be